At half of the press. Well, my people, me here for drop the real news, news, reviews, everything in a one right this or right there, my people. So all I want to know to do is like up the video, share out the video, subscribe to my channel, my people. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Let's get right into it.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
A blessed good morning to you, my wisdom warriors. Wagwan, wagwan. I hope you guys are in good spirit. Well, we are going to kick it off with Favor Williams because Favor Williams run out my people and is saying that the economy return to growth in first quarter of 2025. Want to hear what Favor say? But when Favor was in Parliament the last 2 weeks, when she was doing her budget presentation, she said there's no recession. She said the economy grow. And that Favor say, so how she come out now? How she come out now yesterday and I said the economy returned to growth in first quarter of 2025. That means that if the economy returned to growth, that means that the economy wasn't growing. Members of Damien Crawford have discussion with them in a parliament, Members of Damien Crawford have this discussion with them in a parliament. Remember say, Damien Crawford was talking about Haiti. Remember say, Julian bring it up too and say, even Haiti grow and Jamaica not grow. But look at this now. Look at this. Preliminary information from the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, suggests the Jamaican economy grew in the first quarter of 2025 by between 0.1 and 1%. Favor Williams provided an update in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The minister says the country is now experiencing a V-shaped recovery. Wanna hear that, my people? Then if Favor Williams are going to say the country is now experiencing a V-shaped recovery, what is the country recovering from? So wanna say PNP was right all along. PNP was right all along. Jamaica is in recession and they're hiding it. They're hiding it. Why? I don't know. I don't know these people. You know my word already. Me just want them to lift up from out of House of Parliament. Me want them to go. They don't make no sense. Them out here every day lie to the Jamaican people. And the worst thing, the Jamaican people actually believe. Some of them actually believe them. Because they tell the lie with so much grace in them. When you look on them, my wisdom warriors, mighty God, you would even believe, say, a lying tongue is abomination unto the Lord. The way how them stand up and tell the lie. Them yai dry all Favor Williams. Look what she become. She mash up the education system. Make it pitney they ain't get done, sir. She not put nothing in place for the children. Every time when she was an education minister, every time she come out, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. She not do shit. And look, she mash up the education system. And now she come. And I come talk off her mouth. When you see, the JLP them done, them dons. All of them ideas is from the PNP. Yeah, and then go on like say PNP no know nothing. I saw them behave. But I just because them shame. Just because them shame. Anyway, my people, me I go straight over in a parliament right now because Mr. Nationwide put out something on my people. So I know somebody that have to go and do my digging. You understand me? Take a look at this. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, is now in receipt of the relevant documents in relation to the push to make Portmore the country's 15th parish. This is what Nationwide put out my people. So them say the documents were handed over following an unanimous vote in a meeting of the constituency Boundries committee on Tuesday. Wanna see how them a rush do these things? Remember, my people, remember before PNP even bring it to court. PNP did I tell them, say the rate how them going and how them a move so fast, that is the wrong way. Remember, say EOJ write to the parliament, you know, and tell the parliament, you know, so them are the one we have to deal with the boundaries, and they are breaking the constitution. Remember good, you know. Remember good. Remember me people, come play it over here. You understand? And guess what? They ignore it. Juliet Holness ignore it. But look at this now. Juliet Holness now is rushing. Because they think so we are idiot, you know. They think so we are idiot. They don't know, so we know, so them already plan one way them are going to do in a parliament already. Because Everall Warmington, him come up with an idea, you know. Say, them are going to send over the documents to go over to the ECJ, and the ECJ should get a limit of time to done sort out the boundaries so they can make Portmore Parish before general election. My wisdom warriors, they think so them smart. But guess what? Guess what? Remember, when EOJ write the letter to Parliament, they did tell Parliament to make Portmore the 15th parish. The boundaries is going to take up to a year and a half. To sort out the boundaries is going to take up to a year and a half, nearly 2 years to do that. So when I see them in the committee now, I said them I give the EOJ a deadline by me to be on voters list. My wisdom warriors, they know so them are going to lose over Portmore. Them know so them are going to lose over Portmore. This is why them are push it now to EOJ. Remember before they never want to push it to EOJ, you know. Remember say PNP did tell them, you know, say them have to go to the EOJ. Remember say they ignore EOJ, you know. And that's why PNP take them to court, you know, my people. Now them are go over to the EOJ. And one thing I want the people them understand, Mark Golding never said, you know, want Portmore to become a parish. He didn't say that. Him say, then if you go through the right angle, follow the constitution in the right way. That's what he said. But the Jamaica Labour Party weren't doing that. And on top of that, we knew that they wanted Portmore to become a parish before election, so Boertown, Terraton can win. You get me? So some people now understand what is going on. If you not go back and listen to Mark Golding, he never said him no want Portmore to become a parish. He didn't say that. He said them have to follow the constitution, and over Portmore they don't have no hospital, they don't have no market, they don't have nothing over there. So how can you make them to become a parish? You understand? You have to go through the right channel. But JLP weren't following the constitution. Them did a rush. Remember no man? Remember said the deputy, what you call it, the deputy governor general come out, and the deputy general all right with everything, sign off on everything with them. Remember said them pass the bill, you know. Remember said them pass the bill with using the majority of votes, you know. Remember said Jamaica Labour Party passed the bill, you know. In a lower the lower house and the upper house, you know. Remember good, you know. And just because PNP bring them to court, now you see them a look on EOJ, you know. Because they can't do nothing else. You understand? More and go through EOJ. That's why now them a rush. My people, me want to take in this.
Issued by the courts, the next point of action would be for the Parliament, as the Electoral Commission of Jamaica would not be receiving any directives from the court, but through the Parliament, would forward said ruling for the attention of the ECJ in respect of continuing the process of making Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica.
So my wisdom warriors, you see what she going to do this or no? She now going to make the court give EOJ any instruction anymore. It have to go through the Parliament. You see, because they know so they fail. You get me? Them know so them fail. So now them are going to amend this and amend that to fit them lifestyle. You understand me? And it is wrong what she's doing. But anyway, my people, let's move along. Hear more.
Is there an agenda for today's meeting?
Member Jackson.
Thank you. So inquiring, is there an agenda for today's meeting?
Yes,
I removed
the document from your decks, and email was sent out, I wanted to make an adjustment or correction to a note on the agenda. And we also took a little bit of time to photocopy some of the documents that would go along with the court ruling, which I'm sure the ECJ would have, but for proper process and due order to send it to the ECJ from our committee.
So just for
give us a
clarification, the agenda
moment.
will be recirculated?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
You see, for them dirty style, my wisdom warriors, you know say where I go on? Them always do this, you know. Them always do this. She talk about she send out email. How you fi send out email when the man already in the parliament? Does that make sense? Like seriously, wanna remove the notes from the man desk. Like, what is really happening? Actually, they don't want the man see what up on the agenda, you know. They think some people are fool. My people, hear more.
They're printing the agenda, or sent it out by email as well. So the only edit being made to the agenda is matters for discussion. This section is quoted, section 67.3 of the Constitution, and it is updated to indicate definitively what is being done, which is submitting the provision of information stemming from the ruling of the Supreme Court regarding the commencement of the process of making Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica is hereby required to follow the provisions of the Constitution accordingly in this respect. So the only thing the committee would be doing today is forwarding the ruling of the Supreme Court, and the Electoral Commission takes the issue from there.
I think we have to go a little bit more than that. Was the bill that was passed in Parliament forwarded to Electoral Commission? I don't think so. So it means that we will now have to direct that bill and the map with the boundary be forwarded to them with necessary instructions, not just a ruling. Because a ruling must be based on something. So we will have to forward that to them, I believe, and make the necessary recommendation to them, I believe.
My colleague is insisting that we acknowledge that it's an act, it's no longer a bill. Yeah, sure.
So, Madam Chair, it would be a matter of procedure, therefore, but the substantive responsibility of the Boundries Committee would, in fact, have access through the regulations as it relates to what our functions are. And our function does not include necessarily that we do that as a function of the Parliament. What we can ensure is that the Parliament does, in fact, execute according to its mandate.
Well, Madam Chair, there are other reasons why I'd inquired about the agenda is the one that was circulated. I realized that there was no minutes reference for this meeting, minutes of the last meeting of the committee, and I'm making inquiries about that.
I had made inquiries, and they have not been able to locate the minutes of the last meeting. I'm not so sure how long ago that was. I believe it is before my time. I would have not been chair of the committee at the time. Parliament is hunting for it, Member Jackson. Members. So I will ask that, as is customary and required, that the members, unless you have any objections, we would pass to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica a copy of the ruling along with a copy of the act as passed by Parliament for their deliberations and their observations and their ultimate process. We in this committee would not be engaging in anything other than to pass or submit the information down the chain. Do you so move?
Along with the boundaries, not just the act, but the boundaries also.
Yes, I have what
And
was
the issue is the issue is that there are two other copies here in color.
So members, let me just hold them up. Member Warmington is being very challenging.
Not challenging.
This document in black and white is the document of the map of the parish along with the boundaries circulating in the parliament, but it is not as clear. This colored map is the exact same map, and you may take a look at them and match them. This, yes, so both will go, both the one attached to the bill or the act and the updated colorful copy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But the issue?
And it also has attached to it an environmental...
environs, so Portmore.
Yes, so Portmore and its environs.
Yeah, that was done by the National Land Agency, and it shows the toll road. That's the boundary of the parish. And this one is the one that's in the bill, but that one is not blown up, and it's in black and white and hard to be read. And this is what went to be in the bill. And it's clearer than what you have there.
Yes, you're reiterating what I said, Member Warmington, that it's clearer, and we're sending both the unclear copy and the clearer copy, so that there is no challenge.
And my understanding is from what is in the act that affects 3 constituencies.
Member Warmington, I do not want to have any understanding
yes.
or go down that road. Our job is to pass the bill, the act, along with... No, Member Warmington, I am not going there with you. I'm not going there with you.
I'm not going anywhere, so can you be going with me?
I'm not going there, Member Robinson.
I just want clarity, Madam Chair, and we have the AG and the SG. In keeping with Section 67.3 of the Constitution, is the committee's mandate today only to pass the information from the ruling, and we are not commencing a review of boundaries?
I would want to make that answer very clear. I do not think we need to go any deeper, Member Robinson. Respectfully, the chair actually adjusted the agenda to make sure it is documented that that is what we are doing today. We are not having any boundary discussion.
Okay.
We are...
My wisdom warriors, you see how Juliet Wellness stay though. She don't want to discuss the boundaries, because she don't want the people them know the truth. She don't want the people them to know the truth. That's why she don't want to talk about the boundaries. You don't see what I go on? Mighty God. You don't see what I go on? She don't want to get deep in it. That's why you see she go and amend it. And it is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong what she do. I can't wait for the whole of them lift up from out the House of Parliament. Seriously. Seriously. Every single thing where you see them do, I for them own herself. Every single thing. They're not business about Jamaican people. I just feed them. Just feed themselves. Because if you are going to come to a meeting now and you are going to send over documents to the EOJ, of course you're not supposed to commence and review what had happened. But they make sure that them not do that. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want the Jamaican people to have a full understanding of what take place in the courthouse. That is the problem, my wisdom warriors.
We are just passing the ruling as it relates to establishing the parish and nothing else.
Thank you very much, Madam
And that
Chair.
is very clear. So members, Member Warmington, I do not want to deliberate on it any further. I would like you to put it to a vote unless you have an objection to us passing it. I do not want our meeting to descend into a contentious one. So members, Jesus, point of order. Tell the member to turn off yours. No, you may ask him kindly. Member Jackson, would you be so nice as to please turn your mic off? Thank you.
All right, he has. Madam Chairman, I would go further than that, than just to... Madam Chairman, I'll go further than that, to pass the act and the boundaries to Electoral Commission for them to do. I think we should add on that, to that recommendation to them, that this be included in the voters list coming in May. They be considered as part of that voters list in May. Until that is done, this is of no use. So we should add that to the recommendation. So I'm asking for amendment to what you just said, to add that to it.
Chairman, this particular...
Member Warmington, turn your mic off, please.
Sorry.
This particular sitting of the committee is deliberating on a matter that is unprecedented in our history, in fact, in recent. Certainly, we've never had a situation where a new parish has been established, certainly in my lifetime, and certainly in my 38 years in this honorable house. Therefore, there's no precedent. And the Parliament having passed the bill and the act having now been in a position to be fully implemented, we have one responsibility, and that is to forward the act to the relevant AOJ who has that responsibility and to whom we have arrogated the right to deal with boundaries and delegated in order for us at a later date to approve. And that the simple matter, therefore, is for us to do so and to offer them a timeline to enable them to complete in reasonable time so we can deal with the matter appropriately. May it please you. Member Jackson, after which I will just ask, because I want to be abundantly clear as to the call of each member. So I will just put it to a vote. Members, Member Jackson.
Yes, not to do with that, but the related subject of what is being referred to the ECJ, and in particular the Electoral Office itself. We have the benefit of the AG in our midst. Very unusual. I'm honored to be sitting in the same chamber with the AG. But there is on the matter that is being referred to the ECJ, there was a comment made or attributed to the AG that I would like the benefit a little clarification regarding the court ruling that we are acting on. That the ruling, the order that was handed down by the Supreme Court, just for my edification, was there a lifting? Was there a lifting of the injunction?
Temporary injunction.
Yes. Was there a lifting of an injunction by the court?
Yes.
But I ask you that because my understanding is that the injunction that was issued prior to had expired upon that hearing.
Yes.
So if it expired, it couldn't have been lifted.
Hold on a moment. Hold on a minute. AG, would you be so kind? Turn your mic on again, please.
Thanks. I'm very good. What we have here is an undertaking by the minister to ensure that the constitutional process is followed. There's no injunction preventing anything, and it would probably a little bit eccentric, perhaps, for a court to want to give that type of injunction for a longer on man time. But the minister's undertaking to the court is that before he exercises the power given to him by the statute, he will ensure that the constitutional requirements are carried out. It might be useful to say that this function of determining constituencies, or the number of them, and the boundary of them resides in your parliament. It doesn't reside in anybody else. I know we're all very proud of the Electoral Commission, and we attribute to them all sorts of responsibilities. But the Commission's responsibility is just to advise first this committee, and this committee will then recommend to Parliament. So, yeah, so the function, I make the point that you're deferring so often to the Electoral Commission, but you defer to it to advise you, and you will accept or reject the advice it gives. The Parliament makes the decision as to what the boundaries are for.
I just want to follow up with the AG. I fully appreciate the latter point you made regarding the authority of the ECJ vis-a-vis the Committee of Parliament and the full Parliament. I just want to clarify about this lifting of injunction, that there was no injunction to be lifted because it had expired. And what happened, as you said, is that the court issued an order requiring the unconditional or unequivocal compliance.
The language of the thing. It's a consent order. The parties agreed to it.
No, I'm clear now.
The consent order is the minister has a power under the statute to designate the date the statute takes effect. And he has undertaken not to designate a date until he ensures that the constitutional process takes place.
Okay.
Which means that this committee must make its recommendation as to how many constituencies it needs and how many.
Clear.
And will advise the appropriate office, the minister in charge of the elections, and of course, advise.
AG, I missed this committee must make. Could you repeat?
I'm saying this committee has a responsibility to advise on the numbers and on the boundaries of the constitution. It is its decision. No other body has that. In doing so, it acts on advice. It acts on advice of obviously its members. It acts on advice of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission function is to advise you. And then you accept or reject it. And this committee, of course, will make a recommendation to its Parliament, which may or not accept what you say. Parliament can change the recommendation you make.
Thank you very much, AG. So I will now put it to the vote that we pass the information. I do not take Member Warmington's point that, Member Warmington, please, that we insist on certain considerations. However, I would want us to incorporate in our vote so that timelines are important and set, that they return to us by May 31st, an indication of what they've decided and exactly what they're doing. So as a parliament, we are informed and we move forward from there. So we would ask that the ECJ return to us by May 31st. Let me go over. We will submit a copy of the court ruling. We will submit the copies of the administrative boundary that would have been attached to the act, both the not so clear copy and a clear copy, and the Portmore and Environs document. Members, I'm hearing a lot of talking. I'm moving first to vote. Please, no, I am putting it to a vote.
My wisdom warriors taking this.
Thank you.
Member Hilton, I am just reiterating, we are forwarding the ruling of the court. That's what we're forwarding. Yeah. We're forwarding a copy of what would have been attached to the act and the act from Parliament. We are forwarding a copy that is a little clearer in terms of color of the exact document. And the only thing I've added to what I've been reiterating is taking into consideration the comment of Member Warmington in terms of getting a feel for time, not to insist on his statement, I won't even repeat it, but to ask that time be considered, and it is not just, and it is not languishing forever, that they return to us by the 31st of May with an indication with where they are, what is the final.
With an update.
With an update. On or before the 31st. So we're just setting a timeline to say, look, by the 31st of May, they would have come back to us.
Anyway, my people, uno see for them plan. Uno see for them plan Jamaica. Mighty God of Daniel. That's why the whole of them in a one good mood. The whole of them in a one good mood, because they must say yes. Yes, man. Uno see? Uno take we go court. But look, Portmore are going to become a parish before the general election. That them are thinking of their mind, my wisdom warriors. Uno hear Warmington in comment. Uno hear Warmington idea where him decide to come up with. Hey, mighty God of Daniel, them are give deadline, Can you imagine? They are giving EOG deadline after EOJ already write a letter to them and tell them, say, for them do and sort out the boundaries, it's going to take up to 2 years. It's going to take up to 2 years. So now what them are do now, I put a time limit for hurry everything, done it quick. For Portmore become a parish before the general election, but it not go work, my wisdom warriors. It's not going to work. You can't stay there. Just a while ago, the Gleaner put out something. That's why they in a good mood, That's why but them no say. Bigger fish are fry for them blouse and skirt. My people, listen to this. Parliament's Constituency Boundaries Committee has rejected a proposal by government lawmaker Everall Warmington to have the Electoral Commission of Jamaica use the Portmore Parish boundaries to finalize the next voters list for the May 31st deadline. During Tuesday meeting, Fix Jackson, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Southern, sharply responded, "You must be crazy," to Warmington's suggestion. You know why he said that? He said because he see what them a do. He see what them a do. Now them a put a time limit per EOJ. But my wisdom warriors, you see how what's your name? House Speaker Juliet Owens happy and in a good mood, and Everall Warmington just a smile and a go on, because them a say, and we are going to give the EOJ time limit right now, so they have to do it. But guess what? EOJ rejected it. EOJ rejected it. I hope Nationwide put out that too. I bet they're not going to put it out. I bet they're not going to put it out, my people. Wanna see how quick them put out the one when I showed you earlier? Wanna see how Nationwide quick they put out the one when I showed you earlier about how Parliament sent over all documents to EOJ for Portmore to become a parish, the 15th parish of Jamaica? Wanna see that door? Well, no, the EOJ rejected it. Then to Brighton out of order. Them two Brighton out of order, because EOJ already did write a letter to them and tell them say it's going to take up to 2 years. So when them a come with now a foolishness, when them a come with a foolishness, you understand? Hey, them a going to lose a Portmore, and the figure they know that. So them a try everything in them power to make Portmore become a parish before general election. Portmore can become a parish, yes. Mark Golding said that he have a problem. But do things the right way. Do not breach the Constitution. Do not. That's what Mark Golding said. That's what Fix Jackson said. That's what Dayton said. Damian Crawford said. The whole of them are that they must say from long time. You're going to make Portmore become a parish. You don't have hospital. You don't have nothing. Me here, Andrew Owens a talk boy. I'm going to build up hospital over Portmore. Cornwall Regional a bill from Wapikill fill up. All now we can't done. Really, you need equipment, you need resources, you need CT scan. I want to talk about next hospital. Hello? My wisdom warriors, them out of luck. Them out of luck, because look there. Rejected committee halts Warmington's push for Portmore Parish boundaries in May voters list. My wisdom warriors, wanna tell me what you think about that, wanna tell me how you feel about it, and put on an honest opinion in the comment section. Like up the video, share it out, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome my people. Me gonna catch on in the next video. Blessings upon blessings. One love.